The 2006 FIFA World Cup was supposed to be Brazil's coronation. The Seleção arrived in Germany as the overwhelming favorite. Because of the squad they had assembled, Ronaldinho was the best player in the world. Kaká was at his physical and technical peak. Ronaldo was already the all-time top scorer in World Cup history. Adriano, the Emperor, was a powerful, unpredictable forward with a devastating left foot. And Brazil believed. The confidence was sky high, so high that in many ways it became arrogance. Even before the tournament began, the media was already comparing that team to the legendary 1970 squad. There was talk of jogo bonito, of dancing of spectacle. Brazilian newspapers and fans were celebrating goals that hadn't even been scored yet. Interviews with players mentioned the title as something all within reach. The focus, it seemed, was not on the journey. It was only on lifting that sixth trophy. But football, as it always does, reminded everyone that names on paper don't win matches. Commitment, unity, and humility do. The opening match against Croatia was lackluster. Brazil won 1-0 with a beautiful long-range goal by Kaká, but the performance was underwhelming. The much-hyped Magic Quartet, Ronaldinho, Kaká, Ronaldo, and Adriano, looked disjointed. There was no movement, no chemistry, no rhythm. It was as if everyone expected magic to happen on its own, just because of who was on the pitch. But magic doesn't work like that. Still, the victory calmed nerves. Winning while playing poorly was seen as a good sign that the best was yet to come.
Here comes another Brazilian move. It's Kaká! It's terrific!
The second match against Australia was slightly better. Brazil won 2-0 with goals from Adriano and Fred, but once again no spark. Ronaldinho seemed off. Kaká looked isolated. Ronaldo, still out of shape, was criticized heavily by the press, and yet the confidence remained. The squad was a constellation of stars, surely they'd find their groove.
Adriano, goal for Brazil! Adriano strikes his first of the World Cup final. This might be the moment, must be the moment. The ball is dribbled over the line. Brazil are home and dry now.
Then came the third group match against Japan. Finally, a bit of joy. Brazil won 4-1 with 2 goals from Ronaldo, 1 from Juninho and 1 from Gilberto. It was a match where Carlos Alberto Parreira, Brazil's manager, gave opportunities to the bench. Ticinho, Juninho Pernambucano, Gilberto. They brought energy, intensity, freshness. The ball moved. The team breathed. But after the game, Parreira declared that the starting lineup was already decided. Despite the reserves showing more hunger, he would stick to the Magic Quartet. And perhaps in that moment, the downfall truly began.
Tamada, 1-0 to Japan. Great vision to pick out Cicinho. Ronaldo! It just had to be Ronaldo. 13 goals now in the World Cup finals. Juninho. Oh! It's a belter. Gilberto. Oh. Gilberto. Ronaldo. Oh.
In the round of 16, Brazil faced Ghana, a 3-0 win. Ronaldo scored a beautiful goal, officially becoming the top scorer in World Cup history. But the scoreline was misleading. Ghana had more possession, more shots, more pressure. Brazil was efficient, but not dominant. Ronaldinho was still quiet. The midfield was porous. The front four didn't press. The back line was often exposed. But the country, and much of the world, still believed. After all, results were coming. That had to count for something.
Is this the record? It sure is. No one now has scored more goals. Cafu, it's Adriano. We do have a goal. Argentina, is it going to be a great goal? Here it is, you know. This is going to be one of the great goals of the World Cup. So many passes, so many great touches, and at the end of it, Roberto is through.
And then came France, quarterfinals, the rematch of 1998, the moment Brazil had supposedly been waiting for, a chance for redemption. But what happened on July 1st, 2006, in Frankfurt was something else entirely. Brazil entered the pitch lethargic, flat, uninspired. France, led by a majestic Zidane, dominated from the first whistle. Brazil couldn't connect 3 passes in the final third. Ronaldinho disappeared. Kaká looked lost. Adriano was invisible. Ronaldo lacked pace. Cafu and Roberto Carlos were overwhelmed. In midfield, Zé Roberto fought alone. Emerson was injured. Gilberto Silva filled in, but offered little distribution. Juninho Pernambucano, the best free kick taker in the world, didn't start. Meanwhile, France played with purpose, simplicity, grit. Ribéry, Vieira, Makele, Henry, all of them ran, tackled, passed, believed. And above all, Zidane played like a god among mortals. In the 57th minute, Zidane delivered a precise free kick into the box. Thierry Henry lost Roberto Carlos, who, infamously, was adjusting his sock at the time, and volleyed in the winner, 1-0 France. Brazil never reacted. Pereira hesitated to make changes. When he finally did, it was too late. Brazil was eliminated, with only 1 shot on target. One of the most talented squads ever assembled left the World Cup without a fight.
So will be Gallas. Danger now. Here's a big chance. France have the lead. Thierry Henry has stooped for the glory. And it's Brazil 0, France 1.
The backlash was swift and brutal. Pereira was accused of being outdated, of relying too heavily on a system that worked in 1994 but had no place in 2006. Ronaldinho was labeled a ghost. Ronaldo, despite becoming the all-time top scorer, was criticized for his lack of fitness. Adriano was seen as volatile. Roberto Carlos became the scapegoat. But the truth is more nuanced. The loss wasn't the fault of a single man. It was death by 1,000 cuts. Complacency, arrogance, the belief that talent alone was enough. Brazil played like a team, waiting for magic instead of creating it. And that's the tragedy. That team had the potential to be legendary, to be remembered like 1970 or 2002. The pieces were there. The brilliance was undeniable, but they never became a team. They were a group of stars shining in different directions. Years later, the players themselves would reflect. Pereira admitted he placed too much trust in an old formula. Roberto Carlos admitted the team lost focus. Ronaldinho accepted that he didn't perform. And for Brazilian fans, the pain lingered. The image of that golden team, walking off the pitch in silence, having given so little, haunts the memory. The 2006 World Cup was the greatest opportunity wasted. Maybe the last time Brazil had so many world-class players, all at the peak of their powers, wearing the same shirt. And ironically, it ended not in glory, but in disillusionment. Because football doesn't care about names. It doesn't care about FIFA ratings, club accolades, or golden balls. Football rewards those who show up, who run, who believe. That day in Frankfurt, Brazil didn't show up, and football showed no mercy.